We've been told our whole lives that wrinkle creams are the easiest way to look younger. Well, one doctor says that is old news. Dr. John Lakey, who is a well-renowned Beverly Hills beauty expert, he says that most wrinkle fixes on the market are nothing but glorified moisturizers. Preach. They hardly make a dent on your appearance, and some can even be harmful to your skin, he said. Recently, Dr. Lakey has focused his attention away from mainstream cosmetic practices. This way, he can pursue a revolutionary anti-aging breakthrough, one that some experts say could empty the wallets of the cosmetic industry. It's almost like Photoshop for your face. You may even be mad after seeing how easy it is to visibly erase your wrinkles from view, Lakey told reporters. His personal clients have dubbed his new do-it-yourself technique the age rewinder method because it can take years or even decades off of your appearance in under 2 minutes. In light of this amazing breakthrough, Dr. Lakey has released a step-by-step video to the public, free and uninterrupted, where he outlines exactly how to use this simple solution from home. If this helps even one person look younger or feel more confident, I'll be thrilled knowing I helped, Dr. Lakey commented. This video has since gone viral. At first, it was shared by users on Facebook, but since then, it has racked up over 2,300,000 views and counting. So far, the comments and feedback are amazing. Thousands of women are reporting they look decades younger. One viewer even commented, "Best results of anything I've used. I can't believe how well this works. I'll never stop using this. I don't understand how it works, but the results are great. Thank you." So you can find out more about this yourself right now. Go to bhmd1.com/speaks, or you can click on the link in the description box below. That's bhmd1.com/speaks. Now, there is one thing Dr. Lakey asks from his viewers. If watching this video helps you look and feel younger than you have in years, then please share this video with your friends and loved ones. Together, we have the power to help as many women reclaim a youthful look as possible. Go watch the video at bhmd1.com/speaks right now, or just click on the link in the description box. I understand how Dorit feels used by Kyle. Because she was. First, Lisa used Dorit and brought her on the show to taunt and punish Kyle. So she was playing a move against Kyle in the little chess game they'd been playing. Kyle picked up that chess piece and befriended Dorit. So by season 8, Dorit's second season, you got Kyle going, "Ooh, Lisa looks a little jealous of my friendship with Dorit." I'm like, you wish. But they were playing with Dorit. Now then Teddi joins the cast, and that's someone Kyle actually really likes. Immediately Dorit's like, "Why are you always with Teddi and you never talk to me anymore? Like, what's happening?" She's totally unaware that she was a pawn at that point. And I don't think Kyle ever really liked Dorit as a person. She was always making fun of her. But it was a strategic move to befriend her. And then along comes someone who Kyle actually likes, and Kyle is really friends with Teddi. And Dorit's like, "Gee, I feel used." But I don't think Dorit was aware that she was a pawn. I don't think, even if she were to see it now, I don't think she's aware that that's kind of all she was. And that's not cool, right? That's not okay. But that's what she was. So... all right, so we're going to get more into that today. So make sure you are subscribed, following the show so you never miss an episode, and let's do it. So we are picking up at the fight with Dorit and Kyle at the dinner table. Dorit brings up that Kyle ices her out, and she kind of gags her a little bit. First, she says that fashion show comment that she said, "I said that, it was a joke, and you didn't talk to me for 6 months." I don't think Kyle and Dorit ever actually spoke about that until literally Dorit's bringing it up right now. Kyle had tweeted things at the time. This was in 2020. Kyle had tweeted things like, "I love you, Dorit Kemsley, but you did not save my show. I hired a production team." But if you remember, Kyle was a mess at the fashion show. She was a mess. I should also say, this is total side note. I recorded a full episode, a full Beverly Hills recap yesterday. And when I went to edit it, there was no audio and there was nothing I could do. It didn't record with audio. So a few times throughout this recording now, I'm probably going to say, did I say that already? Or was that yesterday? And that's what I'm referring to. So if I repeat myself in this, or if I leave something out, because I'm like, I think I already said that, it's because I'm confusing what I already did yesterday. It's very hard to recap the same thing again twice. It feels like really weird. But anyway, so I just needed to say that because in my head I was like, did I say that already? But I don't know. So this is going to be fun for me. Okay, but so Dorit's brought up the fashion show comment, and Kyle tries to get like on her moral high ground about it. She's like, well, it was about a new business I was starting. I would never talk about your business. And Dorit's like, buka de buppa, that whole thing. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And there actually are a lot of examples of Kyle being mean to Dorit in her confessionals. Kyle was making fun of Dorit so bad that season with Denise. Ooh, that's also one too, because Dorit was the only one who didn't go after Denise among that whole Fox Force 5 situation. Dorit was the only one like, this doesn't make sense. Ooh, not a great pawn anymore, was she, Kyle? But anyway, now Kyle has to be like, okay, I see what you're saying. That wasn't okay. And I'm sorry. And I'm going to work on that. And I'm icing people out. And I know I do that. Dorit's not having it. And you have treated me a certain way for a sustained period of time over the last few years. And Kyle gets to get her lick in and gets to, she was snarling. She was like clenching the jaw. In the last 2 years, I've lost my best friend. I'm going through a fucking separation. Give me a fucking break. Separation. Kyle, ever since she got the veneers, says shush things funny, like friendship. We don't have that kind of friendship. That's not a friendship. The separation. The teeth, the veneers are out of control on all franchises. But then Dorit says, you pushed me too far. If I make one step wrong, you pushed me too far. And then brings up Erica. Now, I will say this about the Erica thing, because I do agree that there is it appears like Kyle isn't holding Erica accountable where she holds Dorit accountable. But what Dorit's not hearing is that Kyle and Erica talked about the things that she did that hurt Kyle. And Erica doesn't have a problem being like, that was shady. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. And I felt bad after I said it. And then it's over. Like, what are you going to keep going from there? No, that's what Kyle wanted, was an acknowledgement and an apology. However, Dorit will not apologize. And I know I saw some people online saying that Dorit saying, I'm sorry that it hurt you was an apology. I'm sorry that it hurt you is an apology. However, she did kind of shrug. She did give a little like, I'm sorry that it hurt you. I'm sorry that it's like Kyle wanted to hear, look, I was just trying to be funny, but I should never, ever joke about your sisters again, because for Kyle, that is her, like, of many things that you can't talk about with Kyle. That's one of her things. That's one of her, you don't talk about the sisters. You don't joke about the sisters. Like when Garcelle was on Watch What Happens Live and got asked, who are you, who's closer to Kathy, you or Kyle? And Garcelle was like, me. Right now. And I was like, oh, that's going to get you in trouble. But then guess what happened? Kyle called Garcelle. Garcelle apologized and said, I'm sorry. I did not, that wasn't cool. I'm so sorry. And then it was over. But Dorit doesn't know how to do that at all. So she'll just keep going in the same circle over and over again. Like it becomes a loop. It's a never ending hamster wheel with her where you've said the thing that upsets you. And then she'll say, but what is it really? And you're like, I can't, there's no more I can say. Bose has a great confessional in this. She says, none of these women give you what they think at face value. They are not direct. There's something underneath. You pick up a stone over here. There's a rock under that. You pick up a rock. There's a toad. So she knows that she's going to have to figure out what all the layers are underneath. And then she goes, but I'm not scared. I think she's great. I think Bose is great. Her corporate background is really, she's using it to her advantage because she's just taking everything in. She's just observing and acknowledging, okay, this is how they do things here. It's like, this is a new company I've joined and I'm just seeing how they operate. And I like her a lot. Sutton did not need to step in here. I will say I can tell she's very aware of the cameras. I noted this last season too, but she's doing a lot of that like facial expressing, reacting shots that they will cut to, but she's giving them that. She's very aware that, yes, this is a fight happening at this table, but they will pan around to the rest of us. And then her joining in and joining the conversation just sort of felt like she wanted to make sure she wasn't left out of this storyline or something. I just want to speak up for a second. I, too, have experienced the punishment where Kyle has not spoken to me for months at a time. And we've talked about this. I said, it's something you should work on. Okay, get to the point, Sutton. And then she goes, you seem real angry. You're more angry than I've ever seen. And Dorit goes, I am. And Kyle rolls her eyes like I've never seen her roll her eyes. But I'm sorry, Kyle. And then Sutton, you don't like when people are mad at you. You really don't like it. But she's willing to work on that part. And Dorit's like, it's way more than that. I'm like, thank you, Sutton. You can set this one out. That's okay. Because now you've just put Kyle in a weird place of being defensive because you're like agreeing with Dorit. And it's like, but then Dorit says, also, whenever I've confronted you, you've done something shitty. Your answer is always, I was mad. That is so true. Because Kyle, like I said, Kyle has said a lot of shit about Dorit throughout the years where it would make you think, I don't think she likes Dorit very much. And she doesn't. Dorit's not easy to like. It's like Dorit is not a easy person to go to get into. So, but like, their husbands, Kyle and Dorit's husbands being close, that really made it so that they like would definitely be closer than I think Kyle would have wanted. So Kyle apologizes. She says, I didn't handle it right. I am apologizing, she said. And Dorit goes, I mean, I appreciate it. And Dorit does say she is sorry for reading the text to Erica and showing her. For some reason, Erica leans into Bose and goes, don't ever delete your text messages. Keep them or something. You're like, even Bose is like, what? What did I need? What weird bit of, thank you. What? She's like, she winks at her like, you get it. Bose is like, I don't understand what that was for. Who was that for? Me? I don't get it. And so then they go back and forth, but the BravoCon thing and Kyle's pissed. She's like, that's not genuine. That's not genuine what you're saying. Your apology is not genuine. And she goes, I don't feel like you ever want to own anything that you really do. The problem, I could say I agree, but Kyle did just own and say she was sorry to Dorit. So it's like, what are we going to do now? But then this is when it gets really messy. So Dorit says, Kyle, I'm very, very happy to own whenever I have done something. And under Kyle's breath, she says, I don't think others would agree with that. And Garcelle says, no, which Dorit doesn't. She goes, pardon? And this gets like funny back and forth. And it goes to what I've been saying about how Garcelle is direct. Like she's not afraid to be direct with Dorit. And so they go, no, I wouldn't agree with that. With what they're saying in terms of, I'm saying, I don't think that you apologize. And when you do something wrong, I'm saying, I don't think you do that. And then she just goes, Dorit goes, I'm not surprised. Let's be honest. And the way Garcelle goes, okay, I'm not your favorite person. You're very clear about that. All right. I wouldn't expect you to actually not agree with what she has to say. Okay, great. Then we're on the same page. We are. I like it. Garcelle can handle it. Kyle cannot. Kyle cannot handle discord. So she needs to like at it. As where Garcelle's like, yeah, no, I get it. We're cool. I don't need it. Then there is the longest pause ever. And then Dorit goes, guys, I'm going to turn in. But Jennifer Tilly was so funny in the after show. She's like, I felt so weird eating because I was right next to Dorit. But like, I just wanted to move my hand and grab that little piece of caviar and put it in my mouth. Oh, but I didn't want to be rude and insensitive in the moment. They could have kept eating. They should have kept eating. Honestly, they all should have just been eating and letting them talk and go off. Who cares? The next day, someone's got a glam person. I think maybe Kathy has a glam person that she lets Kyle use because it looks like Kyle's coming out of glam, and Kyle kind of famously doesn't use glam. But there's a moment with Kathy, Kyle, and Jennifer Tilly. And Kathy goes, maybe have a little conversation today. And Kyle's like, if I want to, if I feel like it. I don't want to. I've done it. I've done it. But then when they all get together and they meet up, it's super awkward for Kyle with Dorit. Although Kyle's just like, hey. But Kyle's like, oh, wait, did I say it? Did I say Dorit? Dorit is like, hey, whatever. Like, she's not uncomfortable. She can hang. But Kyle's like all eyes wide open, like, oh my God, so awkward. I'm like, well, you're the one who didn't want to have a conversation with her. You're the one who's like, well, just try to have a good time today and just whatever. Try to have a good time and just, if I want to talk, we talk. It's like, well, okay, sure. Well, then it's going to be awkward, Kyle. All right, you don't get to say, maybe we'll talk and it'll be fun or whatever. And then when you go to see her, be like, oh my God, it's so awkward. What did you expect? Sorry, I'm in a mood today. Sorry. The holidays are my favorite time of year. I love focusing on decorating and gifting, and Jenni Kayne is our go-to destination for the very best of the season. If you have holiday travel on the mind, you can level up that on-the-go style with one of Jenni Kayne's ultra versatile knits, like the cashmere half zip. I have it. I wear it all the time. It's perfect to take anywhere. Or if you're looking for your dream holiday outfit, the Just In Fete dress is perfect. You could pair it with a kitten heel or boots or layer it with a knit over the shoulders. Oh my God. And if you are eyeing coats, look no further than the Caroline coat and the après coat. They are a must. They add drama and coziness to your looks. We love that combo. Drama and cozy? Hello. And for gifts, Jenni Kayne dropped a gift guide that is pretty iconic. They have home essentials like giftable candles, splurge-worthy decor. The holiday votive gift set just dropped, and it makes the perfect stocking stuffer. But this set does not last long, so shop while you can. Use the gift guide, though. It's great. You can shop Jenni's edit. You can shop favorites under $250. Plenty of other curated gift-giving categories. And if you haven't heard, Jenni Kayne has an incredible rewards program where you can earn up to 10% back with every purchase. And joining is completely free. Gift yourself and your loved ones the best gift of all, Jenni Kayne. And our listeners get 15% off your first order when you use code SHESPEAKS at checkout. That's 15% off your order at JENNIKAYNE.com, promo code SHESPEAKS. Let getting dressed be one less thing to worry about. This episode of She's Speaking is brought to you by Wild Grain. The holidays are an amazing excuse to start baking delicious homemade favorites with family and friends. Wild Grain is here to make you look like a baking expert without the stress. If you're not familiar with Wild Grain, it's the first Bake from Frozen subscription box for artisanal breads, pastries, and pastas. Wild Grain's boxes are fully customizable to your tastes and dietary restrictions. So in addition to their classic variety box, they recently launched a new gluten-free box and a plant-based box that is 100% vegan. Best of all, they take the hassle out of baking since all items bake from frozen in 25 minutes or less with no mess or cleanup. What I like to do is if I'm having people over or even just one person over, I throw a pastry frozen in the oven. So when they arrive, it smells incredible. And I'm like, oh, this been baking all morning. When really I just took it out of the freezer and put it in the oven. My friend actually just asked me about those scones. Where'd you get those scones you made, Wild Grain? So impress your guests with minimal effort this holiday season. Wild Grain is offering our listeners $30 off the first box, plus a free item when you go to wildgrain.com/she-speaks. You heard me. You can now get $30 off your first customized box when you go to wildgrain.com/she-speaks. Or you can use promo code she-speaks at checkout. Kathy arranges the Mokies, I think they're called, to get to the harbor. They're so freaking cute. They're like little mini toy Hummers. I love them. In the car, though, Bose asks Garcelle, have you ever been on a boat with these ladies before? And Garcelle goes, oh, yes. Erica was trying to figure out a balance of pills and alcohol. They flash to Erica on the boat going, Garcelle, go down and pee on that new girl. Sorry, that's funny, too. I miss this. I miss Erica because if you're going to be there, go full villain, please. Go full wild, full crazy. I really liked her all drunk on the boat. She was like talking to nobody. It was really funny. Oh my God. Also in the cars, Kyle tells a story of walking in on Kathy brushing her teeth with an eyeshadow brush. That's upsetting. I'm assuming it was clean, but I don't like that. I don't like it. Right away, Captain Theo catches Sutton's eye. We'll get more into that. Kathy, though, starts going in and telling the chef how to cook. This is on the boat. Did I say that? They get on the boat and Kathy's telling the chef how to cook. I was getting my butt was clenching so tight. I was like, stop. It's so bad. Oh, she's that person. Not great. Kyle asks Garcelle when they're like listening to the captain. Kyle's like, did Dorit say hi to you? And Garcelle's like, no. And then she's like, okay, like all panicked. All right, okay. It's like, yes, Garcelle can take it. Garcelle knows where they stand. Kyle's always so nervous like that. They sit for lunch, and right away, Sutton brings it to Kyle and Dorit. And actually, this kind of resolves pretty quickly. Dorit's like, I needed to get things off my chest, but I don't hate you. And Kyle's like, okay, that means a lot. Thank you. And then she cries. And it's like, we're both going through a lot, and we both don't need this. And Dorit points out how our husbands are closer than ever and leaning on one another, and you and I are as far apart as we've ever been. Facts. Kathy, after they have a little moment, they're like, okay, I'm going to go over here. Kathy looks to Jennifer Tilly and says, could you help me here get my lobster out? And Jennifer she's like, wait, are you suggesting I use my fingernails? Mm-hmm. She's like, we got this tool here. We got that. None of it's working. And so she literally, Jennifer Tilly is she's funny. Jennifer Tilly and Kathy are amazing to have on television. Like, not as full-time, just that's perfect. I've seen people say they want Jennifer Tilly to be full-time. I don't know. I think there's an art to being a good friend of. And she doesn't need the money, clearly, So I think I like Kathy and Jennifer. And they all have hung out. Like, they all hang out. Sutton, Kathy, and Jennifer hang out and, like, get lunch and stuff. So there's a real connection there. So they're just incredible. Sutton then has a little convo with Dorit off to the side. And it felt fake to me from Sutton. I got to say it. It felt like her saying, I just want you to know you can lean on me. I'm like, yeah, but you also don't really like Dorit. And I don't think I would trust, like, the history you guys have. I don't know. But it seemed interesting to me that Dorit was asking questions. She's like, so when you separated from Christian, did you get divorced right away? Like, she was taking in information, trying to hear it. So she was trying to extract a little value from it. But I was like, Sutton, I don't think you, and it's proven later. Again, though, Dorit's not easy to like. So I get it. Meanwhile, Garcelle and Kyle have a whole conversation, and Garcelle gets emotional, saying that she's having a hard time figuring out what's next for her as a woman. And Kyle can relate. And I think that this might be something that I simply, my lifestyle choices, whatever, I don't understand. I feel like we've been getting this same thing from Garcelle for years. Like, she's just trying to figure out what's next and just trying to figure out what she's doing, as a mom, as a whatever. I'm like, we do this every year with you. But it might be something that's significant that if I had children, I would understand. And so I don't want to take away the seriousness of it because I don't connect with it. But I didn't really pay much attention. And it was a little funny, too, because Kyle goes, when people say being a mom isn't your whole identity, but it was my whole identity. And I don't think Garcelle can relate to that. I think Garcelle stayed working and stayed balanced more so than Kyle. Kyle was like force feeding Portia in the morning. That was weird. I remember that scene where she was getting Portia ready for school and she was literally like, eat your eggs, and like putting them in her mouth while she just laid on the bed while Kyle dressed her. Like, it was weird. So Kyle took it to an extreme. So yeah, but I don't think Garcelle did that. But regardless, they have this conversation. This is their whole moment. And it was a little sad for Kyle in her confessional when she said that she planned on being old with her partner, and now she's going to be old and alone, and that scares her. But then they get on the topic of Kyle and Dorit, Mo, PK, and Garcelle goes, isn't it interesting that Dorit brought up how the guys are connecting, and that's odd because you guys aren't at the moment? And then Kyle goes, well, how about that PK reaches out to me? What? How about it? What? Okay, well, put a pin in that. We will be returning. Side note, this is just for fun. Bose has a man who she seems very happy with. But she also has an ex. They're talking about exes. And so she's talking about how her ex was a whole liar, basically. And then Jennifer Tilly chimes in with her own story of dating a con artist. And this guy like lying to her, saying that he was like getting all these offers and whatever, but he was just totally playing her. Ooh. All right, anyway. Another little cute side note. As they get off the boat, Kathy was slick about this, I tell you. She whispers to Captain Theo, carry Sutton down the ramp. She loves that. She's got a little foot thing, we do that all the time. And he just goes over and carries her. And this is right after Sutton had written her number down for Dorit to give to him. And so then after he puts her down, then Dorit goes, from Sutton. Yeah, it was really cute. It was a cute little moment. All right, they get ready and they go to dinner. Garcelle, after they eat a little bit, and then Garcelle goes, now, hey, Dorit, I would like to ask why you posted something of Teddi in your story when you just got done saying that you're not even really friends. Now, Dorit said, from what they showed us in the clip, she said, I consider her a friend, but we're not close. And that I can understand, because I have friends who I don't consider close. I also want to say that the full little segment from that BravoCon panel that Kyle was saying, Dorit, you didn't defend Teddi. That, what it was that guy asked the question, why are you trying to make Teddi happen? Kyle responded. And then Erica actually picked up her mic and said, I like Teddi too. I'm friends with Teddi. I don't want to, say that I'm not. And then Anne Marie was like, oh, I am too. I've known her even before this. Like, I've seen her before. Teddi's great. And Dorit was actually about to pick up her mic and say something, but then the moderator for the panel was like, okay, let's move on. And so she didn't. And so that's why for Kyle, she was like, so Erica said something, Anna Marie said something, and you don't say something. However, I believe that Dorit was like, I just wanted to move on. And when the moderator said, let's move on, she's like, yeah, okay. But then Kyle's thing is, nope, you didn't want to do that because the audience. You didn't want to go against the audience. Dorit, for a long time, though, was playing it way too safe. I wouldn't even say she was trying to placate the audience as much as she was trying not to get in trouble with her own people. Like, she wasn't making any waves. She was just like a little fembot for a period of time. So I can see why Kyle wants to say that Dorit does things for the fans and to be popular or whatever, but that's kind of like what Kyle does. Now, I wouldn't say what Kyle does, but what Kyle is very aware of. How about that? Kyle is very aware of fan feedback and whatnot. And I don't think, from when I watched the reunion from last year, just to jog my memory, when they were on the package between Dorit and Garcelle and their rift, and how Dorit was like, I'm in my bubble and I'm happy in my bubble. And how we were like, that was not the thing to do. So then what Dorit did was post a picture of her with her kids saying, I'm happy in my bubble or whatever. And I don't think she read the comments, because the comments were like, Dorit, this is not it. Like, this is you just being tone deaf intentionally. So then she just posted it again with a different post saying, here's another bubble post. And then when she explains it at the reunion, she's like, I was just trying to make sure they understood what I was saying. Like, my bubble is this. And Andy's like, it didn't land. Like, cut and run. Like, sometimes just shut up and listen when it comes to this topic, girl. So I really don't think she pays attention to fan feedback. But she could. I don't think it's that big of a deal to like give Kyle this one. That maybe Dorit is aware of the fan feedback and doesn't want to get in the mix. Fine, maybe. But also, Kyle, you too. You don't really give us everything. You know, it's like, anyway, but then back to this Teddi posting of the story thing. I thought it was just a little, I don't know, for Garcelle to bring it up, I was like, I don't know, it's just kind of lame. But then Dorit takes it to a weird place and it's like, well, it was from Teddi promoting her father's concert. And I'm like, you don't need to call Teddi's father. You can call him John Mellencamp. That's like, we joke and say that she's John Mellencamp's daughter. So like, you trying to say you were helping promote his concert was weird. You took it to a weird place. I kind of wish you had just been like, no, I shared it because I'm friends with Teddi. I am. We're just not that close. So when Kyle said, you're close with Teddi, I wanted to correct her. Like, I don't talk to Teddi regularly. We don't really communicate much. Although I know Teddi's gone on her podcast and I didn't listen, but I saw a synopsis that she was like, we're very much friends, and had like text messages to prove it or whatever. But they've always had a weird relationship, Teddi and Dorit. Always. They barely got along. So it doesn't surprise me that they're not the closest. But like, Dorit, you didn't have to go to this excuse of promoting John Mellencamp's concert. Huh? No, that's not what it was. Erica mouthed something to Kyle, like, that's not what she said. And we're going to put a pin in that because then it gets brought up later. But up next was Sutton's Sisterhood ceremony. I'm sorry. Sutton, we need to stop with the self-indulgent ceremonies that you expect us to take seriously, because this is silly. I don't want to sit through a fucking sisterhood ceremony where you read this long-ass excerpt about how we're all sisters for life, forever. Okay, thanks. What? No, let us laugh at it. Let us think it's funny, because then it could be a cute moment. But instead, what's happened is Sutton has taken this so fucking serious that even in the after show, all these months later, she's getting mad, and Jennifer Tilly and Garcelle have to be like really quiet and then be like, she's getting mad. Stop. She's getting mad. Sorry, Sutton. And Sutton's like, I just wanted everyone to know that we were sisters and it goes beyond what we're okay. Like, you can't force that down people's throats. You can, just because you do some weird ceremony with a ribbon doesn't mean now we are. Now we're all together. We're all sisters forever, you know? Like, what the hell? So then in the bus fight, first, Sutton is playing producer this season a lot. even last season she was. All these ceremonies and stuff, that's very producery. She's like demanding that the camera attention be on her, and here's my moment, and here's my scene. But then now she's also noting, and I wouldn't be surprised if her producer said to her, did you notice how Erica said something to Kyle? Why can't they say it to the group? And then Sutton is like, I would just like to point out that I did not feel like I brought y'all together because Erica was over there whispering to Kyle. And Dorit doesn't get it. However, Dorit's often confused by things, so it makes complete sense that now she's lost the reason why Sutton even brought this up. Sutton was possibly, according to Sutton in the after show, she was kind of defending Dorit, but I don't know about defending necessarily, because she was asking Erica to speak up so that they all could have attacked Dorit more, I think. Because if Erica had said in that moment, that's not what you said, then it would have been more of yeah, no, you didn't say that. And then they could have all kind of chimed in. So to say she was defending Dorit, I'm like, a little bit of a stretch, but I'll allow it. But Erica was funny in the after show. She's like, I was so damn mad I shook my ponytail out. And I noted that. I was like, oh, ponytail gone. Because she's like, well, you thought it. And Sutton's like, but I said it. Or whatever she said. But then Dorit not getting it. So Dorit is now fighting to defend herself against a point that she's already made, kind of. And then it pisses off Sutton, because then Sutton's like, I am not being heard and whatever. So then they end up fighting and yelling at each other. And it's pretty vicious and pretty outstanding, if I'm going to be honest. And then they're at the airport. Sutton's like, go to Dorit. So Dorit has to crawl over her. Go. What a moment. What a moment. So now Sutton also gave us a fight on a Sprinter van. So she's really checking all the boxes. I could tell the women that's kind of what the women have been saying for a couple years, but the problem has been coming from people like Erica. So I'm like, I don't want to hear it. But I noted last season that Sutton was starting to play producer, and now I'm really seeing it this season. Also, a very small moment after the fight between Dorit and Sutton sort of concluded, if you will, Garcelle tries to sum it up and say, what we're trying to say, bottom line is, say it at the group level, don't be secretive and stuff. We want to be all involved. And you hear Bose just taking note, going oh, okay, got it. She's literally that's the standard operating procedure. Copy that. Okay, I will do such a thing. I will do that. I like Bose a lot. She's a great addition. And I think that she'll be here to stay. I can tell. She's got a lot to offer. Okay. Well, that wraps us up for Beverly Hills. FYI, I will not be doing a wrap-up this week. Kendrick is out of town, so I'm going to take the weekend to get caught up on stuff, boring, adulty stuff that I haven't been able to get caught up on. It will make my life a lot easier. So I'm taking a personal day on Sunday. So no wrap up. For the Patreon people, Salt Lake City episode will be up ASAP today. Same day. Today is Friday. Oh my God, it's Friday the 13th. Ooh, spooky. In December? Interesting. And then for everyone else, Salt Lake City recap will be up Saturday morning. Okay? All right, guys. I love you so much. Mean it. See you next time. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to She's Speaking with Emily Hanks. This show is produced, hosted, and edited by me, Emily, and brought to you in partnership with Cloud 10 Media. If you are looking for bonus content, check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. To show some support, you can hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Another free way to support the pod, please rate and/or review on whatever platform you listen. It's free, and it helps the algorithm or something. You could also head to buymeacoffee.com/shespeaks and buy me a coffee or two. Make sure you're following me on all social medias. I am She's Speaking with Emily Hanks across all platforms: Threads, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That's it. Thank you guys. See you soon.